Hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we are
We
back.
did it. We're back.
We are so back.
Hasn't been any time at all.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
Nothing's
If you
changed.
ask me, that was the quickest 4 months anyone can ask for, right?
Come on. No big deal.
We are back, guys. So sorry for the long wait. A lot of things have changed, as you can see. Got some new software, new recording equipment. We realized, that this is something we might have to put a little bit of money towards. The no budget thing just wasn't working. I'm sure everyone saw Jake's incredibly scuffed audio last video, and that is a problem that we cannot allow anymore.
We are very sorry about that.
Yes, we are. So we are back with the off-screen view. I'm your host Angel, and this is my co-host Jake. We have our names and our letterboxes again right next to our name. Jake, do you want to take it away with what we're doing on the podcast today?
Absolutely. So what we're going to do today, since it's been 4 months, I think we're going to start with some movies we've seen, right? Some recent watches. I know we have a lot of overlap, a lot of new releases, but also, rewatches and stuff like that. So a little bit of a different thing. And then we're going into, right after that, are we going into the actors? Is that?
I think, yeah. So, I think after that, we're going to run through our best movies.
Best movies.
Mm-hmm. Best favorite movies of 2025.
Yes.
Our top.
And that will also have some overlap.
Yes. Yeah. Very likely. With our recent watches. And then we'll end it. We got a little fun draft for you guys. Well, it's not a draft. It's a ranking, but we'll talk about.
I spoiled it.
We'll go through just our top 10 actors, our personal favorite actors. I'm predicting there will be some overlap there too. So we'll see where that goes. Jake is more planned than me. I am not really planned on a single one of these drafts.
I have planned,
to be honest. So I appreciate my co-host's preparation. But all right, real quick, how have you been, Jake, since our last episode?
I've been good. I graduated. I'm in a different state now. I'm in Texas. I'm working as an insurance broker, and I'm loving it. So if you need any home or auto quotes, please feel free to hit up Jake Johnson. I'm Jake, not from State Farm, on all socials. But yeah, I mean, I've been good. A lot less movie watching than I was senior spring, but I've had some time to see some bangers, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about it today. What about you, Angel?
Oh, I've been good. I don't know if I mentioned it before to you guys, but I'm a pre-law student. I'm in my final year now, so most of my efforts have been towards that, especially like just the whole last summer studying for the LSAT. But now the LSAT's out of the way, and hopefully I can, I'll get these law school applications out of the way here soon, and then hopefully smooth sailing. We're really going to try to make this more active. I think we have an understanding that this can really be something. I think we've always enjoyed talking about movies. I think we mentioned before. So we're really hoping to make more of these and become a little bit more consistent. Obviously, try to avoiding all the technical issues, but that all looks good so far. So we're very happy about that. But yeah, I've been very good. I've been very good. So with that being said, I guess we'll just jump right into it. Let's go through our just what we've been watching recently. Jake, do you want to run through just what you've been watching recently, like maybe in the past week or two?
I shall indeed. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm going to start it off. I don't want to give this much publicity. It has enough publicity as is, and it's not really a movie, but Letterboxd has it on their platform, so I'll talk about it a little bit. Ed Gein. The monster Ed Gein. Mm-hmm. Ryan Murphy's Ed Gein. The Ed Gein story. Horrible. And you know what? My Letterboxd review was distasteful does not begin to describe this garbage. Why is Ed Gein being celebrated as some sort of hero? I don't know. He skinned people and murdered people. I don't know why we keep doing this. I have a real problem with it. That's all I'll say about Ed Gein, the monster, whatever. On a positive note, I rewatched Corpse Bride with my girlfriend.
Ooh,
Banger. It's a banger. It always is. I mean,
Tim Burton classic.
Tim Burton and Danny Elfman can't miss there.
Mm-hmm.
Today I watched Hostiles.
Oh
For the
yes,
first time.
is it Scott Cooper, the
Yes,
director?
the Christian Bale one.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't love it. I gave it 3.5. I just feel like we've seen that story done much better
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of other mediums, and it just wasn't for me. I'm also going to talk about real quick. Oh, I saw La La Land for the first time a few days ago.
That's so crazy
And
for the
well,
first time.
see, I understand this, but because first I knew how it ended, so
Okay.
I didn't, I didn't really think, I wasn't missing out on much. And two, it sounded really sad, so I don't want to watch it. But I finally did, and it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Liked it a lot. Liked it a whole of a lot. And lastly, I'm going to give a shout out to Shadow in the Cloud, which is a movie that came out in 2020, directed by Roseanne Liang. A World War II pilot traveling with top secret documents on a B-17 Flying Fortress encounters an evil presence on board the flight. I gave it 1 star, and I said very, very dumb, dare I say ludicrous. I don't want to spoil it for anyone out there, but if you like movies that are like so bad it's good, give it a watch. Give it a watch. What about you, Angel?
Gotcha. Very, very interesting. Interesting shout out.
I got one more thing. The Long Walk. I saw that last week. The Long Walk. I'm not ashamed to say I sobbed tears.
Really?
Like, I'm not talking about a little poetic teardrop. I'm talking like twice. It was crazy. I was there with my girlfriend. It was not a great look. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't a great look. Wasn't my proud, but I mean, it got to me, dude. I mean, I have 3 brothers, and it was they're all like kids in the movie, really. And I don't want to give it away, but there's a few that really go out in a fashion, and it got to me. It got to me. I thought it was fantastic. Anyway, you go now. Sorry.
No, you're all good. No, and that's completely fair. I do recall getting a little bit emotional with that movie. It was very well done. I really, really liked it. Let's see. I'll just go over the past week or so. Thankfully, I've been afforded the privilege of watching more movies recently. It's been kind of a rough year. Haven't, like I said, gotten nearly as much as I want, but had some free time these past couple weeks, especially with fall break and stuff. So I watched some stuff here. Let me see what's worth mentioning. I actually watched a series. I watched the Adolescent series on Netflix, which had forgetting his name now, the main actor, won the Emmy for. Did a fantastic job. Very, very, very sad. I mean, it was really just a sad story overall. Just sort of follows this. I don't know if you guys know the story, but it kind of just follows basically this kid who he's in middle school, and he gets accused of killing this girl that he's one of his classmates, and it takes place in the UK, and he is essentially just denying it the whole time. The whole thing just takes place in the police department, and they're talking to him and sort of pressing him about it, and his dad is like, did you do it? And he tells his dad, I didn't do it and stuff. And it's just extremely powerful, and it's sort of a commentary on the dangers of like social media and like all of the modern like red pill nonsense and the way it kind of like the way it manipulates the minds of the youth and things like that. Like it literally references Andrew Tate a couple times. So it was very, very interesting series, very well done. I watched that.
This is Adolescence.
This is Adolescence, yeah.
Mm.
On Netflix. It's only 4 episodes, so definitely worth the watch. You can knock it out anytime. Let's see. I watched Atonement, which is from the same director as Pride and Prejudice, and also stars Keira Knightley and James
Shout
McAvoy.
out.
I was really hoping I would like this a lot more than I did, considering I love Pride and Prejudice, but it just did not land for me. Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of a nothing movie to me. Didn't really make me feel much. I watched.
I was told it was kind of like The Hunt in concept.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah. It yeah, I don't yeah. I mean it is about a guy getting falsely accused of something. James McAvoy's character, but it's also like not centered around him. It's centered around him, his girlfriend, which is Keira Knightley, and then Keira Knightley's little sister, played by Saoirse Ronan, and she is the one who like accuses her sister's boyfriend of a heinous crime, and then it kind of centers on the three of them. It's got like a very, I don't know. I wanted to like it a lot more than I did, but I just found large parts of it boring, and it just overall disappointed. Great cinematography though. I watched The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, just sort of rounding out my David Fincher watches. Loved it. I was not expecting to like this movie so much. It was drowned in Fincher's style. Like it felt very similar to Zodiac and some of his other films. Just like this sort of like very fascinating detective story. And I just could not get enough of the characters. I absolutely recommend it to everyone. I found it so interesting. Um, and it was actually extremely dark. Like some parts were a lot darker than I was expecting. So absolutely, I recommend that. I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time, the original one, which I'm surprised I'd put it off this long. But
Haven't seen that one.
yeah, it's I found it very scary, but again, it's sort of like it's a product of the times. It looks very old, and a lot of parts people might perceive as like goofy these days, just with the way the direction horror has gone. But I was fairly disturbed by it because I think it just felt so real to me the way it was done. And there were parts that I didn't love about it, like the characters I didn't care much for, but I'll obviously love Leatherface is iconic and that sort of thing. So I found it interesting and I liked it a lot. And then I think I'll just end it off with, well, I'll end it off with two. I watched The Black Phone last night, actually, just in preparation for the second Black Phone movie. And
For
it
the
was
first
fine.
time?
For the first time, yeah. I'd never
Oh,
seen it.
wow.
I'd never seen it, so it was okay. I liked it. I'll probably go watch the second one in theaters, hopefully. But yeah, I was definitely a fan. And then just lastly, I'll mention I watched a very powerful film called The Father, starring Anthony Hopkins. This had been on my watch list for a long time, from 2021, and he actually won the Oscar for it that year for Best Actor. And it was, man, I mean, this movie is like, conceptually, it's like, I mean, it's very emotionally compelling. It's about like a father and an old man dealing with dementia, and his daughter's essentially trying to take care of him, and she's like staying with him, trying to figure out plans for him for, because she wants to move on with her life. She has a husband. She wants to have her own life. She can't keep watching over him. And she is trying to she battles like, do I give him a caretaker? Is it time for him to get moved into a nursing home? And then Anthony Hopkins is just like the most stubborn guy. He's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay in my flat. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. Everything's cool the way it is. But the movie is like laced with this nonlinear storytelling. It's like something you would see in a Christopher Nolan movie, but it's so hard to follow at times and fragmented. And they do it to like mirror the experience of someone with dementia.
Oh,
And because it's like from Anthony Hopkins' perspective, and you're so confused about what's happening at the time. And that's like the point. Like he confuses who people are. He forgets who his daughter is. And then the ending is just so sad because it's kind of like he accepts it at the end and he realizes he's just sort of lost track of reality. And I'm like, I don't know. It's been sticking with me ever since I watched it. I don't like know anyone personally with dementia, but I just think about like what that must be like, and it's such a prevalent problem in the US for some reason. I'm not really sure. Like it's less of a problem, I think, in other countries. But it's like, wow, like for you to just like lose like the like your ability to process information and memories, it's like that just sucks. It's like you kind of lose who you are a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was very, 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 very good. I recommend it. All right. With that being said, it's probably appropriate for us to move on, especially since we sort of talked about The Long Walk and films like that, to jump into our drafts for our top 10. Well, not drafts. I keep saying drafts. I meant ranking, just a ranking, not a draft.
Not
A
this
ranking,
episode.
not this episode. Drafts to come. Drafts to come, people. But our top 10 films of 2025 so far. I will go ahead and share that real quick. All right. Perfect. Okay. So, Jake, do you want to kick us off with what you would consider to be your 10th favorite movie? You can also start with some
Yeah.
honorable mentions if you want, if you've seen more than that.
I don't know if I've seen enough to
If you
to
want,
give honorable mentions here.
an easy way, just to make sure you're verifying everything that you've watched, if you go, if you go on your films and you filter it to
That's what
2025. Okay,
that's what I got.
cool.
All right, I'm gonna go at number 10. Give me. Oh dang, Nosferatu is December. Never mind. That was gonna say. Okay, at number 10, I would like. Oh, companion. Give me Death of a Unicorn.
Wow, really?
I don't think it's the greatest movie, but did I have a lot of fun with it? I did, and I think that is good enough to get the 10th spot. It was fun.
Completely fair. Completely fair. I won't spend too much time on this, but I actually hated that movie. But I know
What?
I'm in the minority with that. I know I am.
I didn't love it. Like, I thought it was. Why did you hate it though?
I think I think I was in a bad mood that day and I was
Oh my
tired.
goodness.
And for the life of me, I was so like not into it. Like I can't. I think part of it was I just didn't like the characters. I didn't like Paul Rudd. Didn't like Jenna Ortega, and I always liked Paul Rudd, so that was the weird thing. I liked Will Poulter; he was funny, but everything else, I don't know. The premise didn't really grab me, but I
The
understand why people like
premise
it.
of a unicorn. Okay, all right, that's fine. The
Well,
premise is that unicorns exist. That's the whole. That's the premise.
I think I didn't. I think I've seen too much lately of these like, how would I describe it? Like these sort of this thing that A24 does a lot recently, where it's like just this mysterious business happening by some house in the woods, which I've seen like 15 different variations of in the past 2 years from A24, not even talking about other movies. Not to say like it didn't have unique aspects to it. Like I agree, the unicorn thing was pretty cool, but I think I really feel like it came down to the characters. Because obviously it is a comedy, like it's mostly a comedy anyways. Like there's a lot of jokes, at least through the first couple acts. I did laugh in the third act, like when the unicorns were actually, like when shit was going down and people were in danger
Yeah,
because just funny shit happened. And like again, Will Poulter was making me laugh.
Will
I
Poulter
got a
was the
couple
best
laughs
part
out
of
of
that
that.
movie, I think.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
gave me a couple laughs. Jenna Ortega again is just like what a moody teenager for the fifth movie in a row, and it was like okay, like I get it, Jenna Ortega. Um, Paul Rudd, I think I don't know if I disliked him. I just didn't care for him in the movie, and then again, I think most of it was probably just forgettable for me. But that being said, I know a lot of people liked it, so I'm not. That's completely an understandable placement. Let me consult my list for the number 10. Um. Okay. This might need some adjusting later on, but I'll just go with what it is for now. At my number 10 spot, I have 28 Years Later from Danny Boyle.
Huh.
Yes, I was this probably would not have gone as high.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. Jake's dog, everyone. It's
It's Brees. Brees.
this would not have gone as high when I initially watched it, and interestingly enough, I think it's kind of just grown in my mind. But I think this was a gorgeous movie. I love Danny Boyle as a filmmaker. I've said this time and time again. Big fan of like Sunshine, big fan of the original 28 Days Later, big fan of Train Spotting. I think he does this like sort of dark apocalyptic world very well, where this one felt a lot more, I guess, like optimistic than the original one. Like 28 Years Later is just like kind of dreadful. Like everything's just kind of destroyed. Sort of like the dark nature of man for all those I've seen 28 Days Later. I won't like spoil it if you haven't seen it, but like obviously the third act is like the military guys are evil. So it kind of that one's more focused on the dark nature of everything. But 28 Years Later was more like a beautiful, slow, transcendental look. Like it made sort of this like rundown world look beautiful. And I love the characters. Especially Ralph Fiennes was incredible in this. I was a huge fan. So that's my number 10.
Ralph Fiennes always hits.
He is. He's so good. So good. What do you got for number 9, Jake?
For number 9, give me Happy Gilmore 2.
Wow, really?
Now, maybe it's because I saw it with my younger brothers and their friends, but this was an electric viewing experience. Big fan of the first one. I'm not saying it's better by any means necessary, but I do think a lot of people are more harsh on this movie than really they should be. Have we forgotten what an Adam Sandler movie is? Silly, goofy fun. Silly, goofy fun with a lot of cameos. And that's exactly what this is. It's exactly what it is. There's just bigger cameos and bigger craziness and bigger silliness. And I think, honestly, my only kind of issue with the movie is what they do to the wife character. I can't remember her name right now. I can't remember the actress's name. But she's the mom from Modern Family, which I didn't know until very recently. But yeah, so Happy Gilmore 2. Read it and weep.
I didn't watch it. Is it closely related to the first one? Like story-wise, or is it like completely detached?
It's literally same exact. Yeah, it's everything. Like if you didn't watch the first one, you'd be so confused.
Oh, it's like literally a continuation. Like you just need all the context of the first one.
It's the same characters. It's very, very similar. Yeah.
Who didn't return? It would have been Carl Weathers, right?
Yeah, Carl Weathers didn't return, and obviously his grandma, who I believe the actress has passed away.
Okay, that makes sense.
But even Stiller returns. So
yeah, I've the opinions on that movie are pretty much what I expected they would be when it came out. Like I think people who understand Adam Sandler and like Adam Sandler movies and fun generally enjoyed it. And of course, like the film snobby people have been kind of bashing on it a little bit, but that's to be expected. I think with these sorts of comedies, I'm generally again I'm not really a fan of these like legacy sequels, but if I am obviously they did get Adam Sandler on board. Adam Sandler wanted to be a part of it, so I think it's fun, and I'm sure it's good enough for the kind of movies that he makes and stuff. So I'll hopefully check that out at some point. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for my number 9, as of right now, I have a film called Sorry Baby. and I was a big fan of this one. Let me try to jog my memory a little bit. The character was name is right. Okay. It's a film, the coming of age film directed by Ava Victor. She actually wrote, directed, and starred in it herself. So it's sort of her passion project and her directorial debut.
Hmm.
Coming of age film sort of follows this woman who um, there isn't really one thing that happens. It's sort of just like her following her throughout a phase in her life. She has this best friend at the beginning of the film, and her friend kind of gets married, I guess, and kind of goes on to her whole life. And then the main character named Agnes, she's I guess like having trouble growing up. She wants to move on to this next phase of her life, but she can't. She's an adult. They're adult characters. Um, she goes through some stuff, if I remember correctly. It's been a few months since I watched this movie, but there's like some bad stuff that happens to her. She was living with that woman for a while, her friend, and then obviously she moved away for kind of her own life. Let me see if I can, what else I can remember. She's like pursuing a graduate thing at her school, and there's sort of issues with her being taken advantage of with the professor that she works under. Um, it showcases more of that later in the film, and she does get actually taken advantage of, and there's like a graphic scene about it. And a lot of it is her trying to sort of rebuild herself back up after that, after like a traumatic experience. And there's what's that actor's name? He's in this movie. He's so good. John Carroll Lynch, who I'm sure many of you guys know. He's in films like Shutter Island, Zodiac, Fargo. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
He just played like this like nice guy that owned a restaurant, and they had this conversation, and it was extremely powerful. And it was just sort of about, you go through bumps in life and learning to pick yourself back up. Just one of those like very feel good coming of age films. So it had some great characters. She also like got a cat. Like she purchased a cat, or like she didn't purchase. She found like a stray cat and like adopted it basically, and it like fixed all of her problems as cats do in real life.
You a cat or a dog person, Angel?
Well, I've actually never owned a cat, so I'm probably biased. I've only had a dog, so I am a dog person. But with that being said, I do want a cat. Nothing against cats, so I like them both, I would say. What about you?
Yeah, I used to be 100% in the dog camp, but my family recently got a cat, and it's kind of been growing on me. So I don't know.
Really?
I'm not a fan of the Letterboxd situation, though. Got to be honest.
I've heard problems with that.
Yeah.
I've heard problems with that. I think you get them for slightly different reasons, right? Like if you want to be walking all the time. Well, I mean, depending on the dog, obviously, but dogs are generally a better choice for like walking, going playing fetch, that sort of thing. And like, cats, let's be honest, they don't really do a whole lot, but they're silly.
They do not.
And they're adorable.
It's true.
So, and they're both can kind of cuddle. So, they have their purposes. But I like both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, great film. What do you have for your number 8, Jake?
Give me the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts. Listen.
Is it It's just Thunderbolts, right?
Oh, I forgot about. Oh, shoot. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do real quick. Can we just knock off Death of a Unicorn, put Happy Gilmore at 10, put Thunderbolts at 9, and then put Fantastic Four at 8? Can we just do that real quick?
Yes.
Actually, Happy Gilmore 2 at 10. And then 9 we'll do Fantastic Four, and then 8 is Thunderbolts.
Fantastic Four. Okay.
I forgot about the Fantastic Four. I was like, only Marvel movie. No, there's 2. I'll just do a 2 for right here because I talked a little bit about Death of a Unicorn. Nice asterisk. I like that. So Fantastic Four went in 0 expectations, really. Not a big Fantastic Four guy, but, it's fine. Really, honestly, impressed. I wasn't a fan of the casting, but it worked. So kudos to them. Pedro Pascal actually kind of brought it, and good for him. I was iffy on that. Excited for what's to come. Did it set up much? I mean, kind of it did, kind of it didn't, but it didn't have to. I really like the aesthetic. The aesthetic was great. But Thunderbolts. Now, this is a movie I was out on the MCU. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Godfather 3. It's a movie podcast. But Thunderbolts, I was already on board. It seemed like a Guardians of the Galaxy type thing, but more criminals. And I'm a big, and you can debate me on this if you'd like. You can come on the podcast and debate me, and I will wipe the floor with you. I'm a big John Walker defender. I have always been a John Walker defender. Let me tell you something. The worst thing John Walker has ever done is be an absentee father. That's the worst thing he's ever done, and he does it for one scene in this movie. That's the worst thing he's ever done. Quote me on it. So John Walker, I love him. Moving on to Yelena Belova. Great. Great. I mean, Florence Pugh's amazing. Thank God Marvel snatched her up right before she exploded on this scene. It's amazing. David Harbour, hilarious. Angel and I saw it together. We were laughing out loud at some of the stuff this guy was saying. It was hilarious. It was really funny.
What was the scene where he his funniest scene has to be the one where he just like shows up in his van
in the limousine thing, and he's honking. Yeah, he's honking down the thing. Oh, I lost it at that. That was so funny. Yeah. So that was great. The Void, very spooky, very spooky. I guess it's been out for a while, so I'm going to say this. When the little girl, he saves the little, I don't know why I'm laughing, but he saves the little girl. I don't know, I shouldn't be laughing. And he's like, "You're okay, little girl, it's okay."
Oh, and she just gets like,
and then she's bam.
Just gets like,
Angel and I were like, "What?" That was like, did they go there? But they kind of did, they kind of didn't.
They knew what they were doing in that scene.
Who else we got on the team? We got Taskmaster got packed up, smoking on that Taskmaster pack, dude. Done. One and done.
She did not stand a chance.
One and done to the dome. You're out of here. See ya. And then Ghost, very cool. I like her new costume better. Her new suit, I suppose.
She was infinitely more likable in this movie than she was
this is true.
in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. And then Bucky, that one scene with the motorcycle, awesome. And I teared up at a point. Marvel movie making me tear up in 2025? What's happening? So, yeah, Thunderbolts, I liked it a lot. I was definitely listening to the song "And We Can Build It."
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but it's the Thunderbolts song. But yeah, Thunderbolts. My Letterboxd review was "We Are So Back," and then I watched the Fantastic Four, and they were so back a little bit, but it's a game of inches with the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think about Thunderbolts too, I'm like, I almost wish it came out at a better time. Because on the one hand, it is marking like, a revitalization, like, yeah, we're back. But also it's like set in a time where it still feels like the MCU has little direction. And we're working with like just mostly disconnected stories. And another unfortunate thing about it too is like, I feel like you do have to watch a lot of stuff to prepare for Thunderbolts if you're not like an avid MCU fan. You might still be able to watch it with
like
no
TV
context,
shows.
but right, yeah, like I mean, just to follow anything in the MCU, like you basically have to like know exactly what's going on leading up to this point. It's in 2008, so I mean, I don't know. There's that downside, but I do think it was fantastic, and it worked a lot better than I thought it would. So I think that's a great pick. Let me see. For my number 7, believe I have, if I remember correctly. Wait, or it's my number 8, right? My number 8. My number 8 is The Long Walk.
The
The
Long
Long
Walk.
Walk. The Long Walk, directed by Francis Lawrence, who also directed the Hunger Games movies. Let's see. It follows a dystopian alternate America ruled by a totalitarian regime where 50 teenage boys take part in a deadly annual walking contest, forced to maintain a minimum pace or be executed until only one survivor remains. This movie was incredible, way better than I was expecting. Conceptually, it sounds like it would be very easy to be boring, right? It's just people walking the entire movie, but the characters were so likable and so unique and distinguished that you sort of become attached to everyone in it, like in a specific way, in a
Mhm.
specific and different way. Obviously, you're rooting for the main two guys, of course, because they're the most likable. And I'm forgetting his name, but Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, who's been in more stuff these past few years.
Was
He's
that
Licorice
who
Pizza.
that it was?
That's who that is. Yeah, yeah.
The
His name
main
is
guy?
the main guy. Yeah, Cooper Hoffman. That's his name.
For a
Cooper Hoffman.
while, I don't know why, I thought it was James Gandolfini's son.
They do look alike. They
They're very
absolutely look
similar.
alike. They do look alike. But yeah, it's Cooper Hoffman. Incredible. And also I should know the other guy's name too because he's really good. David Johnson, yeah, and I recognized him because I loved him in Alien Romulus. So I hope they put him in more stuff because so far he's been not missing in everything that I've seen him in. He's very, 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 very talented. But excellent movie. It was extremely compelling. Probably my only critique of this movie is I didn't really care for Mark Hamill's performance,
Oh,
which
someone said it.
I'm ashamed to say, but I just could not care for what he was giving. And I like Mark Hamill.
What was he giving?
That's the question. What was he giving? No, it's like genuine. What was he giving? Because like I feel like that role didn't need to exist or needed to be an imposing character like that. But I thought it was so like over the top and just unnatural the way he was coming at these kids and like I like sort of the connection that they made with him and um the one guy, I forget his name, the tall white dude, that he ended up being his father. I thought that was interesting, but I just think it was a miscast straight up. Did not care for his performance, and I think part of it was he was just simply outacted by everyone else on the screen. Everyone did a great job in this movie, I think, except for him. But incredible, incredible film. Very, very, very sad. As me and Jake were talking about before we started this episode, you expect a movie like this to have some sad moments. Like you can kind of predict, well, maybe they'll become friends. People will obviously die along the way because there can only be one winner. But the way they went about executing it, and there seemed to be like this different tone for each character's death too. Like it meant something different in the context of each scene.
Yeah.
And the way people died too, like sometimes it was more gruesome, sometimes it was more unexpected. And it was just handled so well. And the ending still finds a way to surprise you. They subvert your expectations at the end. So excellent, excellent film. I'll definitely be rewatching it. And it's also sort of a side note, but it's so refreshing to see a Stephen King adaptation done right in this climate, since most of them are not done right. So I appreciated that a lot.
It's true.
But yeah, big fan. What is your number 7, Jake?
My number 7 is, folks, doesn't this sound like such a fun movie? This is Warfare.
Iconic.
This is
Iconic.
Warfare.
Iconic. That scene is generational. I don't care.
Generational scene. I think, yeah, I don't know when did this movie come out? When you and I went to go see it, we thought we were in the wrong theater for a little bit.
Was it like March or April or something like that?
It was early. I know it was early.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was like early 2025, I think.
April.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Warfare. Whoa. Hooks you right away. Like I said, we thought we were in the wrong movie theater for about 30 seconds. Then it cuts to the gentleman having a great time. Great time in the, I don't know, tent bunkhouse. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, military viewers. I don't know what it's called. before their mission. And they said that's what they would do. If you ever needed, I don't know, it kind of made me want to join up. It looked very fun. And I was playing that song for a very until it didn't. Excuse me. Yes, sorry. The beginning of the movie looked really fun until the rest of the movie happened, and then it was not fun at all. No music, just screams and bullets. Very visceral, and it kind of ends without an ending, which was a little unsatisfying. But I think that was the point, which I kind of liked. Very suspenseful. Everyone is great in it. We got Will Poulter showing up. We got, as I talked about, James Gandolfini's son. He's in there. Joseph Quinn we got in there. And the guy from, what's it called?
What did you mention so far?
I'm trying to think of the sniper guy.
He was in something random, right? Something else.
He's in the TV show. I'm trying to think of the TV show, the Japanese TV show.
Oh, Shogun?
Shogun, yes. Yeah. Great, by the way.
He's going to be in the Odyssey too, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Now maybe he will be the Cyclops. So I was wrong on the.
We still don't know. So
we still don't know.
Could be.
Yeah, but Warfare, great. Very white knuckled the entire runtime, and talk about a tone shift immediately. So that is my number 7.
Excellent pick. Yeah, I absolutely loved Warfare. It's a shame because, I think most people appreciate it, but obviously with any war film that comes out. But I feel like more so with this one for some reason, a lot of people are just rushing to say that it's war propaganda. And I just think that is the furthest message that you could possibly take from this movie. I just think it's absolutely absurd to think that. I mean, on the one hand, obviously, you have Alex Garland directing. You have Alex Garland co-wrote it with Ray Mendoza, who you guys don't know. He was an actual veteran who had experiences in the Iraq War, and they're based off of his real memories and real people. And I don't know if people are drawing this conclusion because of the first scene of like the Colin Me scene of how cool it looks, but I think that scene is like almost obviously put there to juxtapose the entire rest of the movie. I mean, the entire point is that everyone is in pain, and it's obviously not promoting being. I mean, I think pretty much everyone, not to get like political, but everyone is pretty much on the same page that the Iraq War is unjust. So that wasn't really the point. The point isn't we go over there and we lay down the law. Like the point is that war is hell. That is the only point the movie's trying to make. And that's what they show you for essentially the next 90 minutes of the movie is just suffering upon suffering. There's absolutely nothing I think that's glorifying or romanticizing about war that they show in the movie. And the first scene is there just purely to show like the naivety of soldiers before entering that experience. I think that's the only purpose that it serves. And I think Alex Garland made it very clear. And I think a big problem with it too is like Alex Garland had the other film Civil War, which I was way less of a fan of because to me, Civil War was a political movie that wasn't making any political statements. So there's a difference, right? If you're a political movie that claims to be a political movie, like it's about a civil war, for example. Well, why is the Civil War happening? We never find out in the Civil War movie why the Civil War is happening. And it's a movie about politics. But Warfare is not that movie. Warfare is just about warfare. That's literally all it's claiming to be about. So that's my only point about that movie.
The off-screen view condemns the Iraq War. And also, when I said it made me want to join the army, the point that I was making is that's kind of the point of the beginning part where it is like, oh, they are having fun until they're not. And at the end of the movie, I don't think that anyone could really tell you. I don't know who could really draw the conclusion at the end of the movie. This is a pro-military movie. Mm-hmm. If you make that claim, I don't think you saw the movie. But anyway.
Yeah. And it's just that's the only reason I brought that up, just because it seemed like such a prevalent critique of this movie, and I'm just so confused as to why, because I think the filmmaker made it very clear about his war stance in this movie. But besides the point, excellent film. I love that as your pick, Jake. For my number 7, I think I will go with James Gunn's Superman. I actually saw this with Jake.
Mess up my list. I forgot about that movie. This
Well,
is dang it.
There's no way it's not higher than what you've already put, right?
I forgot about it. I'm gonna have to.
It's not a big deal. You can work it in there. It's not a big deal.
I have my. Okay, dang it.
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna have to cut one. Okay.
I have to make a tough choice. But yeah, I mean, so much to love about this movie. I was so skeptical going into this, and I really had no reason to be, because James Gunn never misses, or I've yet to see him miss. He's turned the entire DC around since he's taken over with Suicide Squad. Obviously, Peacemaker has done really well. Jake can give some thoughts on season 2 in a little bit. I have not watched it, but I've heard some polarizing views, to say the least, about that season. So
I stayed up till 2 a.m. I had work in the morning. I stayed up to watch that. I stayed up. It was like an hour and 10 minutes. I stayed up till 2 because I live in Dallas, and Dallas is really far from Dallas. Right. So I went to a friend's house to watch it after a Stars game on a Thursday night. Yeah, let's watch it. Yeah, crazy. James Gunn says, I'm not going to spoil it, but James Gunn, you know what you did. And I don't like what you did. Sorry, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Fair enough. Jake knows this. I've not seen Peacemaker at all, so it's something crazy. I need to get on. I know, and it is absolutely crazy. I deserve any hate that I get for that. I need to watch.
The kid doesn't like TV shows. I don't understand.
He's not wrong. You're not wrong at all. It's amazing that I'm even caught up on some of the shows I am now, that I started them at all, because I've started virtually no shows in the past couple of years. So I kind of it was right place, right time with like The Boys and some other shows like that. But some shows I just completely missed the mark. Like, I obviously need to watch Invincible. I need to watch some shows out there that I know I'm missing out. Like, don't get me wrong, I know. So those are priorities. Peacemaker for sure. But that being said, obviously I've seen James Gunn's films. Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, incredible generational trilogy. Peak of the MCU, in my opinion. Was a big fan of Suicide Squad. Didn't love it, but was a huge fan. Superman, obviously so many ways to mess this up, right? From the casting to just the overall tone. But James Gunn has made it clear through his entire campaign and leading up to everything that he is a lover of comic books. He is a lover of bringing these iconic characters to life in a way that's accessible to, old and young fans of Superman, and just everyone around the world. And I don't think a more universal, like a more universally loved version of Superman could have been brought to screen. I firmly believe that. It's so lighthearted. It's so much fun. I like the choice. It was a bold choice to not go with an origin story, but I respect it. He wanted to tell a specific story with what are they called again? The Justice Squad. Is that what they're called in this movie?
Justice Gang.
Yeah. Justice Gang.
They sound like cowboys.
Huh?
They sound like cowboys. So they said. Sound like cowboy posse.
Right. Yeah, obviously it's got that James Gunn flair where it's just hilarious. There's so many one-liners that are they really stick with you. He goes with this wide lens a lot, and that was probably what I was most skeptical about, but it ended up working a lot, because I think one thing that I sort of realized after I watched it is, like, I think our minds are so trained now to this like gritty version of superhero movies that we have to see things dark. We have to see things through ultra realism. But James Gunn sort of has like this gimmicky style that I've never seen from him that he used in Superman that worked. Like, I did not expect it to work as well as it did, but like the action looked good. There was a lot of complaints about what the CGI would be. I thought the CGI was fine. I had no problems with it. I thought Nicholas Hoult might have been the standout to me, honestly. Loved his performance as Lex. I thought he was
Very good.
incredible. David Corn Sweat, of course, the most important part of this movie. Incredible. You know, he really brought a sort of I like that he really brought his own style to the character and didn't just. I feel like there was pressure for him to adapt this sort of Cavill, you know, serious Superman savior-esque, but he really went his own direction. He's like saving his squirrels in the movie, right? Like he's like just this version of Superman that how can you not like him, right? I mean, and it balances it tonally. The way that James Gunn uses tonal shifts in this movie is so masterful. The way he can go from, you know, this like big action scene, you know, in the Fortress of Solitude to these slow moments where he's talking to his dad about what it means to be a hero. You know, when he's talking, or you know, when he's you know, sort of like these moments where he gets upset, like where he lets himself be vulnerable, right? Obviously, there's like that whole iconic deleted scene that got leaked with him talking with James Gunn and arguing over what this scene meant when he's confronting Lex, and he's like, "That's what it means to be human," right? And I think that is what we need to see more of. We need to see a true passion for characters in comic book movies for everyone attached to it, the actors, the directors. That we need to see more of that. So, love Superman. I have nothing negative to say about it.
Great.
What was your? That was my number 7. What was your number 6, Jake?
Jake is going to be difficult again, and he's going to delete Happy Gilmore and move everybody down. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I forgot about Superman. I don't know how. I forgot about Superman. So we're just going to move everybody down. It's going to be fine.
That's all right. Because frankly, Happy Gilmore 2 doesn't belong on the top 10 list.
Just go to 6. Just go to 6 and click down. You know, just shift it down. Or I guess,
do what? Wait, do what? What should I do?
Go to 6 and then just click enter and it'll shift it down, I think.
Will it? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Appreciate that. Okay.
At my number 7, I saw this movie 3 times in theaters. It is The Naked Gun.
Really?
Angel, I don't think you saw it. If you saw it, you would know how funny this movie is. Wait a minute. My laptop's about to die. I'm going to charge real quick. But I'm going to keep talking. The Naked Gun is – I had really low expectations. You know, is this a legacy sequel? Is this a remake? Is this a reboot? What is this? Also, like Liam Neeson, why is he – you know, he's not – he has some comedic roles like in Ted 2 and A Million Ways to Die in the West, but he's not, you know, known for those roles, I guess. So when I went to go take my brother to see this movie, I was like, all right, whatever. But oh man, it's a joke every like maybe 3 seconds. The amount of jokes in here, even if most of them don't land for you, one of them is going to. There's a joke in here for everybody. And I have never been in a theater with so many people laughing consistently in a very long time. And these are like, if you've seen the movie, you know about the snowman scene. And I don't want to really give it away, but basically him and Pamela Anderson go on a vacation to a cabin and they make a snowman. And it's the same song, by the way, from the Thunderbolts. And we can build this together. And they're building the snowman. And then they do an incantation. And then it brings the snowman to life. And then they're dancing with the snowman. And then they start having a threesome with the snowman. And then they start eating the snowman in bed with syrup, making snow cones. And then the snowman tries to get in again, and they push him away. The snowman gets very jealous and tries to murder them. And then they melt him. And you think that it's like some sort of dream. But the funniest part is that then you see them packing up and driving back to LA. I don't know. And like, I could tell you, we could sit here all night and say all the jokes. There's one joke like, "Where'd you go to college?" She goes, "UCLA." And he goes, "Yes, I see it every day. I live here." It's jokes like that, you know. It's like bam, 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 bam. They're all from the original Naked. Like it's the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's another joke where he's at the bar. The bartender goes, "What do you have?" He goes, "Water, sparkling." It's coming right up. And he brings it out. It's a cup of water with a sparkler in it. It's like that's so funny. And I wasn't thinking that, but it's so in the vein of The Naked Gun. It's awesome. The plot, I don't even really remember what the plot was, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's a modern classic in my mind. So, Naked Gun.
Have you seen the originals out of curiosity or no?
I've seen the first one. I
Okay.
haven't seen the others. And I think there was a TV show. No? Was there?
Maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. So I should watch it.
Oh man, if you like the first one, you should watch it. If you don't like any other ones, you should still watch it. It's hilarious. I think
Okay.
it's so funny.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't look like my kind of movie. I was very turned off by the trailers, by just some of like, I guess you could call it just like the bits that they had or however you might say it. But I think like I just need to like be in the mood first of all and like
Mhm.
watch the movie in its full just to get the context of everything. And I think I'd have some fun with it. Like Liam Neeson does just seem like he would be a funny cast for that role. So I have high hopes about it, and I've heard great things about it. So I do hope to check
Yeah,
it out at some point. Good pick, Jake. Good
I
pick.
do recommend.
All right, for my number 6, I have Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17, starring Robert Pattinson. Mickey 17. Unlikely hero Mickey Barnes finds himself in the extraordinary circumstance of working for an employer who demands the ultimate commitment to the job, to die for a living. This is, I don't know what number film of Bong Joon-ho's this is. This is his first film since, has it been that long? I guess since Parasite, which is a long time to not make a film. I wonder what he's been doing this whole time. But I feel like I'm probably forgetting something. I don't know what I'd be forgetting, but obviously Bong Joon-ho, incredible filmmaker. I feel like I've seen most of what he's made, so he's one of my favorite directors. I love his work. Obviously, you know, Parasite, Snowpiercer, Memories of Murder. Big fan of him. Mickey 17 though, I really liked it. It's probably long due for a rewatch because it hasn't necessarily grown with positivity in my mind. So I think I should refresh my memory on it and watch it again. But I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Robert Pattinson, I feel like is just proving more and more every role that I see him in that he is the real deal. Like seriously, like I would not have said this about Robert Pattinson 10 years ago, but the direction that this man has chosen to take his career in, he is seriously like putting himself in conversations for like best actors working today. And I'm fully serious when I say that. Like, because the truth is his early career is just bad, to put it bluntly. Like and as far as his roles go, like not even just looking at Twilight, but like some of the other stuff that he's in, he's just not good. Like I've seen some of his
Like the
earlier work.
9/11 movie.
Right, the 9/11 movie. But
It's a crazy ending.
yeah. But it's like, you know, he out of nowhere this man, you know, takes the role of for what came first. I guess Good Time came first with the Ben Safdie
I was
movie.
gonna say Good Time was the pivot for him, I think.
Yeah, and he is just phenomenal in Good Time. It's a good movie too, but I mean, I think he's a standout. Obviously The Lighthouse, he just transforms. Him and Willem Dafoe just transform. It's an incredible film from Robert Eggers. And since then, obviously, like what have we had? We've had the Batman. He's like transformed his voice
The
for certain
King.
voice roles. He's great in The King. He's got a small role in The King. That's probably one of my lesser favorites of his recent work,
The
but I
Devil
still
All
like
the
him.
Time.
Okay,
Delusions.
that is the craziest thing too, because
Delusions.
I firmly believe The Devil All the Time is just not a good movie. Not
It's
that it's
not.
bad, but it's like below average, I would say.
I don't like it.
And what he does in that movie is still so amazing and memorable. Like that's the mark of a great actor, right? And I think like he has just, and Mickey 17, he is
When
just
Heron.
so funny, so charming. You said what?
The Heron, the boy and the Heron, right? Is that
Yeah,
yeah?
yes, yeah, but yeah, the Miyazaki film. Yeah, he wasn't the boy in the heron. He was, he's like what he does with his voice. I think is the most impressive thing these days. Like it's always different in every film that he's in, and he is just hilarious in Mickey 17. Like he is so funny. He's his on-screen presence is great. He takes on two different personas in the movie. Spoilers, and they, his sort of carbon copy. They're sort of having like this disagreement on who sort of gets to be in the spotlight and control the life of Mickey 17, and they're both Mickey. So it's very very funny. Movie itself, though, I'll to stray away a little bit from Robert Pattinson. I liked it. It's sort of Bong Joon Ho going for his like, anti-classist, anti-capitalist route again, which he loves doing in his movies.
Shocker.
But he goes through like obviously an unconventional route this time, sort of like a funny dystopian. My absolutely without even thinking about it, the thing I hated about this movie, was Mark. Excuse me,
Ruffalo.
I had to like remember. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. I hated him in this movie, and I don't think I'm a Mark Ruffalo hater, but I definitely don't like him as much as other people. What I will say though is I feel like I saw him do this exact same performance in Poor Things, the film by Yorgos Lanthimos with Emma Stone. It felt like the exact same kind of performance, and I just thought it was again like sort of a similar critique for The Long Walk, but like just very gimmicky and out of place for the movie. And I didn't think Toni Collette was good either, so that surprised me as well. They're the major antagonists of the film, and I just did not care for them at all.
Mm.
To be frank, and so yeah, that's definitely the downside. But other than that, fairly compelling narrative. It's I like I said, didn't love it. I definitely don't think it compares to his other work, but generally a good time, and I'll definitely be rewatching it at some point. So go watch Mickey 17. All right, Jake, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is going to be Superman.
Mm.
It's going to be Superman. I mean, we already talked about it. We saw it together. Loved it. I mean, the gun does not jam, except for Peacemaker season 2. Gosh, ugh. I was so. I went on a. I was angry because I was a little hungover the next day and I didn't get any sleep. It was like, damn, really all for that? Anyway, Superman though, great hope core movie. Hope core movie. You want hope injected into your veins? There you go. I'm a punk rocker. Yes, I am. And yes, you are, viewer. Yes, we are. We are punk rock. But, I mean, great performances. Can't really say much about it. I was a little bit skeptical about the crypto going into it just because, I mean, I don't know. Thought it would be too much, and it wasn't. Honestly, wasn't too much. I had a few people come up to me like, "No, I didn't really like the movie." Like, why? Like, oh, Superman loses. I'm like, okay, all right. I can't help you there. I can't help you there. I don't know what you want, idiot. But yeah, Superman, great score, great message, great performances, pretty good story. Superman.
I agree. If you guys ever want to deep dive at Superman, let us know because I'm sure we would be more than happy to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about the details. I'm always down to rewatch that one, so just let us know.
Oh yeah.
That goes for any movie, but especially Superman. Okay. Um, for my number 6, or I guess number 5. I thought you were higher in the order. Okay, number 5. Um, I will go with my list is still accurate. Weapons. Weapons, directed by Zach Kreger. Last night at 2:17 a.m., every child from Mrs. Gandy's class woke up, got out of bed, went downstairs, opened the front door, walked into the dark, and then never came back. When all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. Starring Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Benedict Wong. Weapons, I had high expectations for, and I think they were absolutely met. I had a great time in the theaters watching Weapons. I was a little bit, I wasn't sure like what route this movie was going to take before I went into it. Like if it was going to be sort of a typical jump scare thing, if it was going to be more detective oriented, sort of like Long Legs or something. And I thought it struck this like unexpected balance between everything. Like it has its fair share of like truly frightening moments, which is something to get into in a second. But like what the film does structurally is what I'm most a fan of. For all those who have seen it, and Jake's seen it, so I can talk about it. It splits up the narrative from four POVs, the same story, and with each person's story or each person's like perspective, you get more added information, more context to what's going on in the big picture. What happened to these kids? Why were they taken? We obviously learn, spoilers, that it ends up being Aunt Gladys and that she is manipulating the son to essentially lure all these kids into the basement where we find out they've been kept the whole time. The movie is like very disturbing at times, extremely. With just from
Benedict Wong.
Benedict Wong's like part of the narrative was
Didn't like that.
very, very dark and disturbing, and the more like violent part of the movie. That's sort of when Aunt Gladys made her big appearance, and we realized who like the big bad is. And she was, I thought, an excellent, excellent character. They leave a good amount of ambiguity to her too, that they don't explain certain things to you about who she is really, why is she like this. I think it's heavily implied that she's like probably a witch or something, some kind of sorcerer that's probably taken over the body of whoever she's possessing. Just because like it's made clear that like she's however many years old, a lot older than she looks, and she's been like it's implied that she's like uses kids or uses people to stay alive, I think. But it was an interesting choice to call the film Weapons, because that's kind of what the film is. It's like she makes people into her personal instruments, essentially. They do what she says, but it's like she can only use people to attack people. She takes over people's minds to attack other people, thereby making them weapons. And so I thought the film was incredible. I thought it was unexpectedly funny, especially with the drug addicts part of the narrative. He was hilarious. Just every interaction he has with the cop is so funny. And I had a great time with this movie. There's times where you're laughing, there's times where you're like just genuinely freaked out. I thought it was great filmmaking. Zach Kreger also did Barbarian, which I am a huge fan of. So I hope he continues to make more stuff. Big fan of Weapons. So absolutely go see it if you haven't watched it.
About Weapons, we're movie guys. We're doing this. We obviously like movies, and we have a respect for the movie theaters and the movie theater experience, which means no texting, no talking, really, nothing like that. When that car door opened, I said at this volume right now, I said, fuck off. At this volume, I wanted to crawl out of my skin. I drove home that night and I sat in my car. No, I got right out of my car because I didn't want to be in a car that was turned off, dark, alone. I got out immediately because of that scene. Just the way it was shot, you think she's going to go towards the passenger side and go, oh no. Then she goes past the passenger, like, okay, we're good. She's safe. She walked past. Click. Fuck off. That I wanted to leave the theater. I was frightened beyond belief. And I just thought that was brilliant because it's a car door opening, but it was one of the scariest scenes this year. So, yeah, Weapons, fantastic choice.
It's completely fair. Yeah, it's. I wish you had been around here to see that one, because I think that would have been interesting just to see your reaction in the theater. But yeah, great film. Everything I was hoping it would be. What is your number 5, Jake? Kicking off top 5.
I am going to go with The Long Walk.
Hmm.
The Long Walk. My most recent watch on this list. Very good. Very good. Wasn't expecting much from it, and I think that's why I got so much from it. Very sad. I think it was a brilliant choice, director-wise, to do the guy that did the Hunger Games, because very similar to the Hunger Games. And everything that you said about Mark Hamill's performance, I 100% agree. I think that if we had had a cardboard cutout on that truck, it would have been the same movie, quite frankly. AI performance. But I mean, I'm sorry, Mark. He phoned it in. I don't know. I don't know like what he was doing. He wasn't. It was like, you got some stones, boy. Like anybody could have. You could have picked someone off the street and put them on there, and they would have done the same thing. I don't know what he was doing.
It's like, well, boys, well,
It takes stones to sign up for the long walk.
you all are men.
Like, dude, all right, we get it. No nuance whatsoever.
I cannot get over the fact that he just sounds like Skips, because he voices Skips in regular show.
See, I didn't know that.
It literally just sounds just like that. So
maybe that would have added to my viewing experience. But yeah, Long Walk, great. Talked about it at the top of the pod. Sobbed twice. Very moving. Very, very moving. And surprisingly, unexpected ending. So kudos to them.
Excellent pick, Jake. Excellent pick.
Thank you.
Picking off my top 5, I will go with. I'll try to go a little bit quicker here. I won't give too much of a deep dive. Wait, am I? Oh, I didn't add. My bad. Put that in there. Okay, kicking off my number 4. I meant number 4. I have Ari Aster's Eddington. I understand that this film was not well received by everyone, and I think in retrospect, I understand a little bit more why. Eddington takes place in May of 2020, directed by Ari Aster. It's about a standoff between a small town sheriff, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and a mayor, played by Pedro Pascal, and it sparks a powder keg as neighbors pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. It was a film I think that I found extremely entertaining when I watched it, and I like that it sort of took like a nonpartisan stance on the COVID issue, but I understand that was people's exact problem with the movie, because I think when you make something about COVID, it's like in Hollywood, if you don't just make it about, hating the anti-vaxxers, hating the people against masks, then it's just not the right movie to make. But it's a movie that kind of tried to showcase both sides. It is like objectively, I would say, a centrist film, but it's also not trying to like make a centrist statement. It's just it's sort of functioning as just like a period piece. It's showing what's going on. A lot of elements to it, which is why I found it so interesting. Like there's the people who actually care about the town, right? And then there's Pedro Pascal is sort of and some other characters are exposed to be like these sort of grifters, like these people who are pretending to care about people dying in COVID and preparing to care about BLM when it the stuff with George Floyd is happening and all that stuff, but they're actually just doing it, whatever, for publicity or to fit in, or for Pedro Pascal, it's for votes, things like that. Joaquin Phoenix's character I thought was fascinating because he is like this anti-vaxxer sort of like Republican sheriff, but it's like he's not like really necessarily set in his ways. It's this weird situation because like his wife, played by Emma Stone, is like this crazy conspiracy theorist, and she's like obsessed with Austin Butler's character, who's barely in the movie, but he's like this like crazy, basically cult guy who's like, it really just showcases how everyone kind of lost their mind during this time when everyone was in quarantine. But anyways, Joaquin Phoenix is like heavily influenced by that. And I think he is for the most part more or less just concerned with maintaining regularness in this town of Eddington where nothing ever changes. And to him, it's like, well, these masks and everything are, posing an obstruction to that and stuff. And so that's sort of where his disagreement comes with Pedro Pascal, but the movie elevates into something like wildly entertaining. Because like Antifa is like pretty much directly referenced in the movie, and there's a huge feud between Antifa and him at the end, and it was just I thought it was so entertaining. It actually, in a lot of ways, really reminded me of another film that we'll get to soon, that me and Jake both really like. But
Oh yeah.
I would say watch Eddington. It might not be for you. I guess a lot of people don't like it. I was a fan. Maybe I need to rewatch, but yeah, for right now, until I rewatch it, it's sitting in my number 4. Big fan of Eddington. What is your number 4, Jake?
My number 4 is Weapons.
Mm.
Weapons. I think you mentioned it's a funny movie, and it is. The funniest scene you didn't mention is the end. When the kids are chasing the Aunt Gladys, that was so out of. It was a really like almost relieving laugh because it was like so tense, so scary, and now that it's out in the daylight, the bad guys losing. It's
Mhm.
just it was hilarious. All the kids just chasing, hilarious. So I thought that was great. Performance is awesome. Alden Ehrenreich, my goat. Bring him back, Lucasfilm. What are we doing? I don't know. I mean, come on. Like, whatever. Uh, Josh Brolin, great. I think my only complaint with the movie really is that one scene where it just flashes in the sky and it's an AR-15. Don't really know what is up with that, except that it's a weapon. I don't
Oh
like.
yeah, with the AR in the sky, the AR in
Yeah,
the sky. Yeah,
that's the
that
one
so,
part where I was like, I don't know.
so I have one thing to say about that. That confused I think a lot of people, including people that I saw it with. They're like,
Mhm.
in retrospect, still, why did they include that scene with
Yeah,
like the weapon on top? And I was like, yeah, I literally think it's just there as like metaphorical imagery, like showing a literal gun as a weapon to obviously like represent the people being used as weapons. Like that's the only purpose of why it's there. But the way it was used, you thought that like you would think it would have like more significance or like it was part of the plot. Like why is there a floating gun, like a holographic gun on top of a house? But I think it was there just purely uh, metaphorical. That's my take, anyways. But
yeah,
continue.
yeah. And I mean, horrifying image with the Benedict Wong. My lord,
Oh yeah.
yikes, yikes. That's something that I'm not gonna forget for a very long time. That was turned up to 11. So yeah, I mean, weapons, great. Zach
Weapons
Krager,
apologist.
right?
Zach Krager.
Yeah,
Zach
Zach
Krager.
Krager. Yeah,
He's doing his thing. Barbarian. I mean, no misses so far that I've seen. So
none.
keep doing
Yeah,
your thing, Zach Krager.
he's doing it.
All right. And for my number 3, I think Jake will be extremely happy to hear that this film is in my top 3. I have Joseph Kaczynski's F1. Um, this film was phenomenal. I actually saw it with Jake in person on the day it came out. We saw it in IMAX. I mean, come on, this movie is electric to put it modestly. Joseph Kaczynski, obviously director of Top Gun Maverick and films like Top Gun Maverick, Oblivion, just is a master of showcasing action. F1 follows the story of the racing legend Sonny Hayes, played by Brad Pitt, and he's coaxed out of retirement to lead a struggling Formula F1 team and mentor a young hotshot driver, played by Damson Idris, while chasing one more chance at glory. F1 is such a fun time. That's really the best way and simplest way you can put it. It's so entertaining from the opening shot. Okay, you know you're just in for a ride. You see Brad Pitt, he's vibing, he's getting himself in the mood for his big Daytona race. They come in with what did they come? Was it Whole Lot of Love? They came in with like it was an incredible needle drops.
Yes! I'm gonna save my
Incredible
thoughts.
needle drops. Incredible needle drops. You see, sort of the backdrop of, fireworks in the sky as he's winning the opening race, the music in the background. there's so many memorable aspects of this film. I mean, for whatever this film lacks in plot, I think you just simply don't care by the end of the movie because you just had such a fun time. Like racing, I've never seen racing that entertaining in a movie before. Like truly, the filmmaking is incredible. Some of the shots are so unique and unexpected. Like they get like inside the helmet shots. Um, what else? Like what else can I say about this? Um, everyone is. I like all the characters. There's a nice little rivalry going on. It's very reminiscent of like a '90s movie, which is nice to see. It just kind of gave me that same feeling. It's got sort of a Top Gun like ending where like everyone is kind of happy. The rivals are friends again. Javier Bardem, I mean that gave us like one of the best meme packs probably for the next couple of years. Just like the big celebration at the end. I've said this before. I will continue to glaze the he's flying scene because I just floated in the theater when that happened. Oh my god! It's just like quiet. You get the eyes, and it's just like, and it's just like he wins, and I'm like, oh man, like straight goosebumps several times in that movie. But yeah, absolute Kaczynski masterclass. I still like Top Gun Maverick more, but it's like not by a lot. Incredible film. Yeah, huge fan of F1. You have anything to say about F1, Jake, or do you want to wait till we get to?
I shall save my thoughts.
All right.
I shall save my thoughts.
What is
coming
your
at number three? Now, before I do this, I just want people to recognize it's on my top 10. Okay? It's in my top 3. My top 3 are the top 3 of the year. I just want people, before I do what I'm about to do, hey, it's the top 3, okay? So just chill. At my top 3, number 3, I have One Battle After Another.
Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
PTA. This movie I went and saw on a Thursday night with some work colleagues, fellow cinema buffs. We saw it at the Dallas IMAX after Chili's. The first 10 minutes, I wanted to walk out of the theater. I wanted to walk out of the theater.
With Sean Penn and Beverly Hills, like they're
pretty much everything, Angel. Pretty much everything. Got to be brutally honest with you. I mean, what are we doing? Now also I had just started my job. And I was sitting next to my friend Cole, and Cole and I are buddies. We had hung out before outside of work. But I was also sitting next to Amelia, who I had never really ever talked to. And the whole everything was going on. She wanted to leave as well. And after about 10 to 15 minutes, I start thinking to myself, wait a minute. Is this a comedy? Is this supposed to be a comedy? And when that played for me, now it's not a complete comedy. I get that. It's very serious material, serious issues. There's, bloodshed, racism. That is not funny. Just the ludicrousy of everything is just cranked up to 13. I mean, it's just everything's just cranked up. And the parts that are funny, if you take them seriously, they're not going to hit. But if you take the parts that are funny as like Christmas Adventures Club, Cole's review, my friend, his Letterboxd review was new favorite Christmas movie. I thought that was a pretty good one-liner for Letterboxd. But I mean, I thought sometimes it was a little bit full of itself. I'll admit, I thought at times it was a bit full of itself, and it felt long at some points, but it was great performances, really funny, action, mega stars, the music, the soundtrack, everything was great. Sean Penn, DiCaprio, Del Toro. I mean, everybody did great. So I thought it was very, very good, and especially like that part at the end, the hills, like that was great. That was very cool. But yeah, I enjoyed, honestly, when that time after the time jump, that's where I started to like the movie.
Mhm.
If I'm being completely honest.
That's fair.
I'm a fool to do your dirty. I was actually going to be that for Halloween with the bathrobe
Oh,
and the beanie
Leo.
and the glasses, but I'm going in
Yes,
a different
Sensei.
direction.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you.
Viva la revolution! Yeah, so good movie. It's in top 3. Okay, so it's in the top 3. Chill out.
My film bro heart really very much appreciates that, Jay. Thank you. All right. Well, it was coming at some point. Um, yeah, I obviously hold this film in very high regard. Loved one battle after another. When their evil nemesis resurfaces after 16 years, a band of ex-revolutionaries called the French 75 reunite to rescue the daughter of one of their own. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, um, Benicio del Toro, Chase Infinity, and Regina Hall, Sean Penn. Um, this is Paul Thomas Anderson's 10th or 11th film or something and this is his most recent one since Licorice Pizza, which I was not a fan of, so I was
Never
unsure
saw
what
it.
to expect. Um, but I loved One Battle After Another. I thought it was so wildly entertaining. I knew that it would obviously be funny, but I was unsure what exactly the genre would be because PTA is known for just doing this different thing with every movie that he makes. It's always like something a little bit new. And like Jake said, like it was comedy, but obviously serious subject matter, and just like the sort of tonal shifts again with like, we're going from these really intense scenes with Sean Penn, where he's like, this like autistic, racist weirdo, and then it's like these obviously like Leo is mostly just comedic relief, but there's also like some more serious moments, right, where it's like, what does responsibility mean for revolutionary? And what does it mean when you have a family and things like that? And there's sort of a conflict there between um, I think Frank is his name, Frank and his wife, because she
What's
just
up,
wants to be
homie?
revolutionary. Yeah. I was not prepared for how little Benicio del Toro's screen time would be. I honestly thought he would have a way bigger role, but obviously still very memorable, hilarious in the movie. Sean Penn is getting a lot of buzz for his performance, and I think rightfully so. I mean, that is a very memorable villain, in my opinion. I probably have a couple qualms with how they ended his character. I think it maybe could have been handled a little bit better. That being said, though, that chase scene is like probably the best scene this year out of any movie. Just from the way that it's filmed, um, just like it was so like it is kind of one of those scenes that just makes you go like, wow, this is like why we go to the movies. You know what I mean? Like this is to see like new like what boundaries can we push with an action scene. And yeah, I think that scene was incredible. But as an extension, the entire movie was, I think, very deserving. It's obviously going to get a lot of award buzz because it has Leo and it's PTA, and I'm absolutely fine with that. To be frank, I had a great time with it. I mean, that's the mark of a great filmmaker because this really isn't even one of my favorite films from this particular filmmaker, but it's obviously an incredible film. So that just goes to show the sort of skill that we're working with here.
Mm.
But yeah, excellent film. Big fan. What is your number 2, Jake?
This is definitely where we're going to lose people. Listen, it's my list. So you can have your list and I can have my list and you can have your opinion, I can have my opinion. Okay? That's fine. Hey, it's cool. It's fine.
We're all
At
entitled.
number 2, I have Ryan Coogler's Sinners.
Mm.
Ryan Coogler's Sinners. I saw this movie with my brother on Good Friday. Didn't really know what to expect. I was sitting next to an elderly woman who was eating pudding out of her purse. And at one point during the movie, when they're trying to get into the barn, she leans over to me. She goes, "Do you believe in magic?" I go, what? She goes, do you believe in magic? I go, I don't think so. She goes, that's black magic. I go, oh, yeah. She goes, yeah, they have to be let in. I go, oh, that's great. Yeah, we just learned that in the movie. Thank you for that.
She sounds like a character from Sinners.
She so I watched it the first time, and then I went back and I said, hey, Angel, stop. I said, Angel, you have to see this movie. And you have to watch the movie, I said. And then he bought us IMAX tickets to the movie. He bought us IMAX tickets to the movie. I Venmo'd him, and we went. And to describe the barn scene in IMAX as anything but a near religious experience, really, would be accurate, I think. Unbelievable. Great music. Ludwig, here, real quick, I'm going to give some flowers to someone who Angel knows I've been speaking his praises for quite some time now. And people just now are talking about him, and that is a man named Ludwig Göransson.
They're finally tapping in.
They're finally tapping in. I've been there since 2016, okay? 2016. Mm-hmm. What has he done? Sinners, Black Panther 2, Black Panther, The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, New Girl, Creed, Creed 2, Creed 3. Oh, that's pretty good. Oppenheimer. Look it up.
What else? Yeah, is that everything? Yeah, you said Creed, Oppenheimer, Tenet.
Tenet. And I think he's doing the Odyssey, right? No?
Yep.
Is he?
Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bam.
Yep.
Ludwig on deck. The guy does not miss. He's fantastic. Ludwig Göransson. Yeah, Sinners, I mean, great. Angel and I talked a little bit briefly about maybe getting Sinners tattoos. That's how much we like this movie. We were at a bar when we were talking about this.
It's still on the table. It's still on the table.
We'll discuss that later. We'll discuss that.
Hear me out. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this.
He wants us to get the fedora thing. I don't want to get a fedora tattooed on me. No one's going to get it.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, well, first of all, whatever it can be hidden. Obviously, it doesn't have to be visible. Although visibility is kind of the point. All I was suggesting by that specific tattoo is like something minimalistic to represent Sinners. But yeah, we can probably come up with something better than that. Although I just think it works well because it's like, we're close friends and it's like the Smokestack twins. But obviously, there's a number of ways to go about Sinners.
That was going to be our Halloween costume. It would be a cool tattoo if we were in the same spot.
He's not wrong. I really hope that wouldn't cause any offense, but that would be a great costume. If I see a Sinners costume out next weekend, I might actually cry on the spot. It's possible. Just seeing people representing Peak on Halloween night.
Remy and I were actually talking about going because we look so similar. We thought we could go, but I'm
really
not there. So yeah. So Sinners number 2. If you're watching, by the way, Remy, hello. So Sinners number 2, great movie, and also, we don't need a sequel.
Preach.
We don't need a sequel. Fun fact about Sinners as well, just a side note. Angel and I, we went to college together. We go to the bars. That's what you do. You go to the bars. Oftentimes, when we're walking back from the bars, sometimes we would play the which is the one? The one
Rocky Road to Dublin?
No, that's the
Or Last Time I Seen the Sun?
No. She
Which one?
goes the soft one.
Oh,
Ah, yeah,
Last Week
that one.
in
That's
Philadelphia.
honestly I think my favorite from the thing.
Really?
That one, I
Wow.
think so. I think that's my favorite. Or I like Dangerous, and it wasn't even in the movie.
Fair
But
enough.
speaking about the movie specifically, music, wow, performances. Michael B. Jordan plays twins, and yet they are distinct and unique. And even when they're not wearing their red or blue, you know who is who.
Mhm.
You know it's true because it rhymed. Haley Steinfeld, great. I mean, duh. Miles Canton, shout out, first time, rocked it, awesome.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing great. And then what's his name? Adoyle, Mitch something,
Who?
remix guy. I don't know.
Um.
He was in 28 Years Later.
Jack Connell. That's his
Jack
name, right?
O'Connell,
Jack
yeah,
O'Connell. Yeah.
Jack O'Connell, great
Mhm.
villain as well. I was considering being him for Halloween actually, but I don't think anybody would get
That
that
would be a sick costume. That's just my opinion.
with the
That would
blood
be a
thing, and then I
sick
have like
costume. You could pull that
suspenders and I have
off.
a banjo. I think,
Yeah,
but no one
you
will
could
really
pull that
get it.
off.
I already have my Halloween costume, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm Captain Gene from the other guys.
Oh, really?
I have a Bed Bath and Beyond apron and a clipboard, and I'm just gonna walk around the party doing thunder, doing TLC lyrics
Mhm.
to people and talking about
Mm,
my bisexual son who wants to be a DJ. Yeah,
very nice.
yeah.
Are you? Is somebody else going to be the other character?
It's like a whole group, so everyone's gonna be all the
Oh,
characters. So like The Rock,
gotcha.
Sam Jackson, Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell,
Gotcha.
like everybody. So
Will
yeah,
Ferrell.
that's where I fit in the picture.
Gotcha. Very cool. Very cool. But yes, Sinners, incredible film.
Indeed.
And as fate has it, it is my number one. Sinners is my favorite film of 2025. Directed by Ryan Coogler. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. Um, this was incredible film starring Michael B. Jordan playing two separate roles, Haley Steinfeld, Miles Catton, Jack O'Connell, Omar Benson Miller, and other incredible actors. This movie is phenomenal. There's just no way around it. You watch a movie sometimes and you just know it's cemented itself in history. I think Parasite was one of those films. There's a handful of films that have come out this century that they will be regarded as classics. Sinners, unfortunately, I think like since it's been commercially released like via streaming, a lot of people have like said they don't like it since it's been out of theaters. Like a lot of people think it's overrated or that sort of thing. But of course, a lot of the reasons are just like obviously people that didn't get it. Not to be pretentious about it, but
Be pretentious.
like a lot of people that are saying, like why did they use vampires? It's a rip off of From Dusk Till Dawn, and I mean I
There are a
vehemently
lot of
disagree with
similarities.
all of those critiques. I mean, yeah, obviously, it's a vampire movie. There are structural similarities, but it's like, first of all, every movie narratively borrows from other tropes. Like, there's just no way around that. Um, every plot involves tropes to some degree. That being said, though, I mean, people act as if vampires are a random decision, and the use of vampires is literally an intentional choice, like to forward the themes of the movie. Like, these it's not a mistake that Jack O'Connell is this white guy. He's obviously a vampire. The movie is chiefly about music and sort of this liberation. One of like the underlying themes of the movie is like this freedom, right? Like the Smokestack
Mhm.
twins want freedom for them, so they don't have to commit crimes anymore. They want freedom for their people. They want to be happy. And one way that they're able to do that is through music, through the juke joint, right? And um, this vampire stuff is sort of like an allegory for the appropriation of Black culture, right? That's how I read it, and I think how it's supposed to be read. Um, Essentially they come in and they're trying to like change the juke joint to their own style. They're trying to they're trying to make the Smokestack twins like them, part of right his family, claiming that you can't find family within your own ways, within your own culture, which is what they unfortunately, most of them all end up dying. But the main character does find his own freedom, right, at a cost. But incredible film, like Jake was saying. The Pierce the Veil scene at the juke joint is the greatest scene of the century, in my humble opinion. It gave me so many goosebumps when I first watched it. I literally could not believe what was happening on the screen. Ludwig Göransson cooked. In IMAX, it was ridiculous. The rotating one take shot of just seeing sort of generations of, you know, like generations of like Black culture connected through music, and seeing how everything, because it is true, like so much of music, all of music builds off of like where it originated from, right? Like it's sort of like these old blues that ended up inspiring later hip hop and stuff. Like it's so well done. And yeah, the musical elements of this movie I can just not say enough good things about. Rocky Road to Dublin scene, the choreography is incredible.
It's great.
It's so good. There literally isn't a miss on the single soundtrack. They're able to, again, like with this tonal shifting, absolutely masterful from Ryan Coogler. There were the really slow scenes where it's like Delta Slim talking about his experiences with racism in the past and his friends, being lynched and that sort of thing. Like it can move from these like really sad and slow moments to like these like upbeat moments. And I teared up multiple times, but especially like at the end, obviously, with so much happens, by the way, and then an end credit scene that I've ever seen in any other movie. Like the end credit scene is the ending of the movie. You have to stay after the credits to see what happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, Sammy gets away, and it's like Stack revisits him, and he's like, before that awful night when the vampires took over, it was actually like the best day of my life. Us just being free and living in communion and having an amazing night with each other, and sharing the love and things like that. And Michael B. Jordan's like, Stack's like, I agree. It's like, that's the last time I saw the sun, last time I saw my brother, because spoiler, he's a vampire at the end. But yeah, incredible film. Love Sinners. And what is your number one, Jake?
My number one, and again, my 1 and 2 could really be interchangeable depending on the day, depending on the mood. But my mood right now is listen. Okay, hopefully they don't sue us over that. I don't know how copyright really works, but F1. Let me say something about this, okay? And I might be uniquely qualified to talk about it because my favorite movie of all time, is Top Gun Maverick. And I know a lot of people say, oh, this is Top Gun Maverick. This guy, he's seen like 6 movies. What the heck? That came out like 3 years ago. That's true. It did. So what? I met my girlfriend 4 months ago. Does that mean I don't love? I mean, does it mean I don't love her? Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, listen.
Not to get off topic, guys, but
not to get off topic. Listen, F1 is Top Gun Maverick if it was cars. Okay. F1 from the moment the music starts, this is such a good movie. Everything works so well. Brad Pitt is so hot. Damson Idris is great. He's awesome. Bodies. So, I mean, Javier Bardem, great suits. And you got that sleazy guy from Game of Thrones. I knew he was up to no good. Yeah. Game of Thrones. You got, what's her name?
I don't actually know her name off the top of my head. You?
No,
I'll find her name. Let me see.
You got her. I mean,
Carrie Condon or
Kate
McKenna. Yeah.
Kate McKenna. Listen, guys. Okay. I know it's not everyone's number one, and that's fine. I know it's not everyone's number 5, and that's fine. Maybe it's because of the time it came out. It's such a summer movie. It's such a summer movie. When this movie came out, I was deep in studying for my insurance exam, and I was very stressed about it. I was very, very stressed about it. And I didn't know if I could afford to even go out and watch this movie. I don't know if I had time. Angela, we went to go see it. We saw it. And there's a scene where he's studying, and I'm like, yeah, that's like me, Definitely the same thing. F1 and insurance, definitely the same thing. But I mean, like, the story is great. It's just 2 hours and 15 minutes of aura farming, and I can like that. What's wrong with? I can like that. Is that a crime? I don't think it's a crime. I mean, I don't know. It's like the underdog scene where it's like the split screen with the rap song.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When that beat drops.
Folks, Angel and I were listening to the soundtrack on the way home on the freeway like we were in the movie. All right? In the movie, they put the camera on the car, in the car, in front of the car, behind the car, in the helmet, behind the helmet, up over the helmet, everywhere. Camera goes everywhere. The music, I have them all on my playlist. I started running again because of this soundtrack. Guys, I like this movie a lot.
Inspirational, man.
I saw this with Angel in the movie theater. Then I saw it again with my girlfriend in the movie theater. Then one time it was storming a lot at my work, and there's a movie theater 5 minutes away from my work. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to wait it out. And I watched it by myself at the movie theater. And then I was having a bad day. And you know what? I watched it one more time at the movie theater by myself.
Good man.
2 of those were by myself.
Good man.
This movie, let me tell you, they're coming out with a Lego set January 16th. I'm buying it. Day one, I'm buying it. I have an F1 Lego set. I don't even watch F1. I have an F1 Lego set on my desk at work because of this movie. Mm-hmm. On my desk at work. I like it a lot. And Joseph Kosinski, his next movie, Miami Vice, with Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler. Oh, wait. Is it Austin Butler or is it Glenn Powell?
And what? Sorry?
Miami Vice.
I think it's Glenn Powell.
Ah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's even better. Like, guys, he has a winning formula. Okay? And I have not seen Tron Legacy. I have not seen it. I haven't seen any Tron movie, honestly. Mm-hmm. I don't really understand it. I don't get it. Is it a video game? Is it AI? I don't get it. I'm a little confused. And that's because I haven't seen it, but I don't really want to. Maybe I will. I don't know. I like Daft Punk. F1, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend it to everybody, and they say I could talk about this movie forever. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Hans Zimmer, dun 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 dun. He's flying, and then you see there's this tear. There's one little mini tear right there. There's a little mini tear right there.
Absolute cinema. Well, that is an excellent pick, Jake. Excellent number one. Let's run through our top 10 one more time just to get it out of the way. My top 10, I have Sinners at 1, then I have One Battle After Another, F1, Eddington, Weapons, Mickey 17, Superman, The Long Walk, Sorry Baby, 28 Years Later. For Jake's top 10, he has F1, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Weapons, The Long Walk, Superman, The Naked Gun, Warfare, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. This is each of ours top 10 of 2025. All right. So that was our top 10. Jake, we're going to have you take it away and talk a little bit of Peacemaker for all the people who have gotten into Peacemaker. All right.
Yeah. So
make sure I give you the screen real quick. There you
go.
All
right. Hey, we're big now. Listen, big James Gunn fan. And I won't talk spoilers. When I talk spoilers, I'll preface. Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, important distinction, comes out 2021, and it's great. I think that's one of my favorite comic movies. Love it. And when they announced that there was going to be a TV show following the John Cena character with the shiny helmet, I was like, okay, whatever. And it was one of the best superhero TV shows we've ever seen. Really serious and like funny and violent. John Cena continues to be everything The Rock wants to be. It's thunder outside. He is just showing that he can really do. He's an actor. He's an actor, like a serious actor, like Dave Bautista. And when season 1 came out, I thought that was fantastic, and I was really excited to see what would be next. And it was a James Gunn production, so you had a lot of needle drops, a lot of indie songs, a lot of his friends were in it. Like it happens. It is what it is. So then Superman comes out, and you get a little John Cena Peacemaker cameo there, and Peacemaker season 2 comes out. And I was really excited for it because Creature Commandos, Rick Flag Sr., big fan of Frank Grillo. Love Frank Grillo as an actor. And again, Peacemaker season 1 was just great. So, hey, let's go. Season 2. I gave it the benefit of the doubt for, I think, too many episodes than it deserved. Honestly. I don't want to be the one to say I got a little bit of James Gunn fatigue, but it's starting to become a bit of an issue. I think that there were a lot. This entire 8-episode season could have been an hour-and-a-half movie, honestly. I really don't think. I don't think it was necessary, honestly, to the DCU, despite what James Gunn says. And I don't really think that it added much to. Yeah, I mean, Peacemaker really learned the lesson that he learns this season, last season. So I can't really talk about why I wasn't a fan without spoilers. So spoilers now. I know it just came out last week, but I talk about it now, or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Doesn't matter. It's been out for at least 2 weeks. The last episode, I stayed up late to watch it. I had work in the morning. I had to wake up at 5:30. I shouldn't have done it, but I said, James Gunn is at fault for people's reaction to this episode. He says 7 and 8, the episodes, my favorite thing I've ever done. And they go, will Blue Beetle be in it? And he goes, I'd say you might be in luck. He goes, crazy cameos. I haven't even shown my publicist. So that sets the expectation for the fans. If he hadn't said that, I don't think the reaction would have been as bad as it was. But the cameo was what, like one small Lex Luthor thing, and then like his goons. Okay, and then, the big cameo was Foxy Shazam, the band that does the theme song. It's about an hour and 10 minutes of just James Gunn playing his favorite songs and having his wife make out with John Cena. And that's, what, James Gunn, cool. You're fine. Whatever. Well, I wouldn't personally do it, but fine. But what they do to my guy, Rick Flag Sr., did you not watch your own shit, dude? Creature Commandos. Rick Flag Sr. works with these metahumans. They're prisoners. He works with them. They're established in the universe. He's a hero, though. Like, he's a good guy, right? I mean, he works for Amanda Waller, but he's a good guy. Superman, you can see he's hesitant to do it, but he's like, I got to do it. My hands are tied, so sorry. He's a good guy. And I can get why he's upset at Chris, because Chris killed his son. I can see that. Also, there was no point to the Nazi world. That went nowhere. There was no point to leave his brother alive. That went nowhere. We're not even going to really get a season 3, so that went nowhere. What was the point? There's no point. Anyway, this is just turning into a Jake rant. Sorry, but excuse me one more second. So at the end, this last episode, Rick Flag, who's like a smart guy, government official, is just like laughing in slow motion with Lex Luthor's guys while they do cocaine. Like, I don't. And what, he's working with Lex Luthor now to put all metahumans in a prison? And we just leave Chris Smith in a prison? We don't even know. We're not even getting a season 3 probably? I don't get what any of that was for. And it was very frustrating because it feels like, and I think it wasted my time. It wasted my time. And I feel like we could have done so much more. And when I talked at the beginning of this rant about James Gunn fatigue, I think it was a mistake to start the DCU with 3 James Gunn projects. I think that was a mistake because his entire pitch for the DCU was everything's going to be distinct and not cookie cutter like Marvel. And Superman has been a James Gunn, which is very distinct. Creature Commandos has been a James Gunn, which is very distinct. And Peacemaker has been a James Gunn, which is very distinct. The Suicide Squad, I believe, is canon to the DCU, James Gunn. And Peacemaker Season 1 is pretty much canon to the DCU, which is James Gunn. Which makes the DCU feel like the James Gunn universe. And you can have too much of a good thing. And that is what I have to say about that. Thank you. Be better.
All right. So we had Jake give his 2 cents about Peacemaker. I tried my best not to hear it because I intend on watching the show. But you guys can let us know in the comments whether you agree, what parts you might disagree with about Jake's opinions on Peacemaker. I understand that this season has been way more polarizing in terms of how it's been received compared to the first season. So, and I heard some of the reasons. So I think
he's not even Peacemaker. He's Peacemaker for like 5 minutes. He's in like street clothes. I'm not showing up to watch the John Smith show or Chris Smith show. I'm showing up to watch the Peacemaker show.
Fair enough.
Get me agitated. I'm barely over my sickness. Oh my gosh. If the Peacemaker season 2 brings back my sickness, dude, I'm gonna flip out, man. Oh my gosh.
All right.
I'm gonna get a Topo Chico.
All right. All right, guys. Sorry about just a quick little pause, but yeah, that was Jake's thoughts on Peacemaker. We had a great discussion. We talked about sort of how we've been in the past few months. We went through our top 10 of 2025. What else did we talk about, Jake? Am I leaving anything out?
I mean, the movies. Talking about the movies. Lives changing. I went on kind of off the deep end there for a little bit. Also, one more thing I want to say about Peacemaker. James Gunn came out in an interview recently and said, it was a little uncomfortable for me to shoot my wife kissing another man. You casted her in the thing. You wrote it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Also, I knew we were in a little bit of trouble when the writer of the cartoon show, the cartoon Creature Commandos had his own intro. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that was what I was living out. Is that